the nigger ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing. Black people had Africa, that big old continent over there. They never built one boat that was seaworthy, not one. There's not one monument in Africa, in all of Africa. I know you're talking about Egypt. Egypt is not Africa. There are no great cities that were built. Even before the first colonization of white people coming to the shores of Africa or the slave ships, black men built nothing. No sewer system, no houses above one level, and none of them made out of stone, all of them made out of grass and wood. Black men, before the white man ever got to Africa. The worst thing that could ever happen to South Africa was when they gave it to Nelson Mandela and black folk. That was a great nation. Now, notwithstanding apartheid was wrong, we all know it's wrong. I'm against it. There should have been some other resolution, though, than turning it over to Nelson Mandela. Disease, AIDS, and crime is running wild in Johannesburg. They're killing one another over there. They're dying of sickness. The government is mismanaged. The people who ran the nation are now leaving the nation because black folk don't know how to run no nation. They don't know how, and we need to admit it. I know you don't like it, but you need to stop shucking and jiving. We got a problem. Nigeria produces oil every year, yet the children over there are hungry and pot-bellied and walking barefoot. We got a problem. You talk about the Hutus and the Tutsis. Look what's going on in Zimbabwe now with Mugabe. We got a problem, black folk. And forget about Zimbabwe and South Africa, Nigeria. Look at what y'all have done in Harlem. You can't even hold on to Harlem. We got a problem. Black folk don't understand the world. You can get mad with me all you want. You can say what you, but you can't prove me wrong. Now, I'm not saying this because I hate black folk. I'm saying it because I love you enough to tell the truth. And the only person going to ever help us get out of the situation is going to be God. There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind. What's wrong with you, black women? What's wrong with you voting for Barack Obama? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy. Black people, let me tell y'all something. If you don't ever hear me say preach again, they can kill me tomorrow. But let me tell you something. We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigger ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing. Black people had Africa, that big old continent over there. They never built one boat that was seaworthy, not one. There's not one monument in Africa, in all of Africa. I know you're talking about Egypt. Egypt is not Africa.
Siyabulela Kako and Derek Jaggers live in the sprawling township of Kailita in South Africa's Western Cape. Both men are openly gay. South Africa is the only country on the African continent with laws that protect the rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT persons.
I'm very happy to be born in South Africa, actually, I'm free to listen and to hear and to read things about gays being discriminated against, being arrested, being murdered, being burnt for being gay in other countries like Uganda and stuff. It makes me feel happy to be in South Africa because here I've got rights as a gay person.
But despite the legal provisions, there have been reported assaults against gays and lesbians in Kailita in the last few years. Derek and Sia Bulela, however, say things have slowly begun to change and some of the people in Kailitsa have started to accept the gay community.
I think now compared to, I would say, 5 years ago, there is totally a change. Not 100% certain, but there is a change. People are getting to quite familiar about gay men that are around the township whatsoever, and the stigma has decreased in such a way.
Zaki Ahmad is a prominent gay rights and HIV/AIDS activist. He is well known as a founder of the Treatment Action Campaign TAC, which fought for the provision of affordable antiretroviral ARV drugs for South Africa's poor in the 1990s. Ahmad also formed the National Coalition for Gay and Lesbian Equality, which was also instrumental in the campaign to enshrine gay rights in the Constitution. South Africa passed laws recognizing same-sex marriage in 2006, but according to Ahmad, legal rights do not mean gay people do not experience homophobia. The impact is more severe if they are from impoverished families and cannot fend for themselves.
We've got an excellent constitution. As a gay man, I can do anything I wish to do within the law, and the law gives lesbian and gay, bisexual, transgender people enormous amount of freedom. However, if you're working class, white or black, and you're gay, you're largely dependent on your family.
Every year, a Pride March is held in Cape Town to celebrate gay rights in South Africa. This year, the focus was on African countries that have recently enacted or tightened punitive laws that targeted LGBT persons. 37 states on the continent ban homosexuality.
I think I feel so bad for my Nigerian gay guys, my friends, my pals over there. And I don't think it's necessary because it's life, it's emotion. You can't stop our life. We have to live. That's the way we were born, and we were born that way.
It's very hard to convert millions of people into understanding that really the value is loving one another. How we love one another is not the issue. It's that we love one another. And it's trying to take people through the whole education of what the Bible really means. That will take many, many years.
Still, Ahmad says that gay rights activists should also fight for other marginalized people and should defend all human rights. While the members of the gay community in South Africa can express themselves freely, many across the continent continue to live in the shadows as African states enforce or adopt harsher laws. Those who oppose homosexuality argue that the measures are aimed at defending family life from attack and maintaining their cultural and religious beliefs.
And represent the party.
The president says he had agreed with the MPs and almost all Ugandans that the promotion of homosexuality in Uganda must be criminalized. The president had explained that only the point he disagreed on was whether there are persons born homosexual, like any other rare deviations from nature such as the blind and barren. However, after seeking scientific opinions on this matter, and the unanimous conclusion was that homosexuality is behavior, not genetic. It was learnt and could not be unlearned.
There is no evidence to show that their abnormal behavior, but human says these are normal people with abnormal behavior.
The very reason the president declared his intention to sign the bill, which he promises he will do when all tasks of scientific research are accomplished. It was after the release of the statement, which was quoted widely around the world, causing a lot of reactions, and to which President Obama stated would be most furiously rejected by almost the entity of his people.
We may disagree about gay marriage, but surely we can agree that it is unconscionable to target gays and lesbians for who they are, whether it's here in the United States or more extremely in odious laws that are being proposed most recently in Uganda.
The president says it cannot be a matter of choice for a man to behave like a woman or vice versa. However, it could only be allowed if there are people born that way. The president has therefore encouraged the U.S. government to work with other scientists to study whether, indeed, there are people who are born homosexual. When that is proved, he can review this legislation. The president further discouraged the USA government from taking the line that passing this law will complicate our valued relationship with USA, as President Obama says. Countries and societies should relate with each other on the basis of mutual respect and independence in decision-making. Valued relationship cannot be sustainably maintained by one society being subservient to another society. There are myriad acts in the societies in the West that we frown or even detest. We, however, never comment on these acts or make them preconditions for working with the West. This very debate was provoked by Western groups who come to our schools and try to recruit children into homosexuality. It is better to limit the damage rather than exacerbate it. This very debate was provoked by Western groups who come to our schools and try to recruit children into homosexuality. Becca Zena, NBS Television, Sunset.
For about 2 weeks now, the spotlight has been on Uganda and its tough-talking head of state, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, with Ugandans and the rest of the world waiting to see whether or not he would put pen to paper a controversial anti-homosexuality bill which easily sailed through the country's parliament in December last year. On Monday, any remaining doubts were cast aside. The Ugandan president signed the infamous bill often referred to as Kill the Gays Bill in Uganda, an event that was well covered by both local and international media. Receiving full backing from local MPs, the architects of the bill in December 2013, the bill in recent days had received heavy criticism from the West, with leaders urging Museveni not to assent to it. US President Barack Obama in a statement said that signing the bill would be a step backward for all Ugandans and would reflect poorly on Uganda's commitment to protecting the human rights of its people. And the president was not shy to express his disappointment.
We have been disappointed for a long time by the conduct of the West, the way you conduct yourselves there. But we just keep quiet.
He continued to lash out at the West as he explained reasons for his decision to sign the bill into law.
Are you short of opportunity for privacy, where you can kiss, fondle, etc.? Why don't you go into privacy and do your own things?
In relation to the bill, it states, and I quote, "A person who commits the offense of aggravated homosexuality shall be liable, on conviction, to imprisonment for life. Where a person is charged with the offense under this section, that person shall undergo a medical examination to ascertain his or her HIV status." It further states that, and I quote, "A person who attempts to commit the offense of homosexuality commits a felony and is liable, on conviction, to imprisonment for 7 years." Further stating that a person who attempts to commit the offense of aggravated homosexuality commits an offense and is liable, on conviction, to imprisonment for life.
It was my view that the above three should be punished harshly in order to defend our society from disorientation. These three, the recruiters, the mercenaries, and the exhibitionists, those three, I agreed. Therefore, on these three, I was in total accord with the MPs and other Ugandans.
Following this move to sign the bill, the social media was abuzz with reactions from supporters and critics who heaped praise and condemned President Yoweri Museveni in equal measure, with Archbishop Desmond Tutu castigating the move as well, saying there is no scientific or moral basis ever for